And I mean that in the best way possible. She's willing to open her heart, and that results in her getting hurt. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. And with being hurt, sometimes we have this anger inside of us and this need for revenge. And it's really hard to let go of those people and those things that have hurt us. That's just a human thing that we deal with universally. So I think fans can relate to that need to get revenge, that need to right the wrongs that were done to us. And I hope that fans can see that through forgiveness and through letting go of those things, she's actually able to be a lot lighter and step into her potential and her power.
Okay, amazing. Well, my next question is about Kaden and Sienna. Sienna and Kaden ending in the movie is a bit open for to interpretation. Do you think they go back together?
That's a good question. I like that the movie ended not knowing, and I like that it was about Sienna fighting for herself and choosing herself. I think that Sienna really cares for Kaden a lot, and I definitely think that there's room for them to get back together for sure. Kaden's such a sweet guy, and I think that Sienna is a sucker for love. So definitely there is a possibility of that.
That's my fantasy.
Yeah.
And the next question is about the fans. Do you like to keep up with the fans' opinions on your work, especially in Perfect Addiction project?
That's a great question. I've honestly been having a really good time looking at my Instagram comments and seeing how everyone's been feeling about Perfect Addiction. I mean, I feel like it's been really positive. Maybe that's a reason why I'm liking it. But I've received quite a few comments of young women just saying that Sienna means so much to them. They feel so empowered. They feel inspired by her. They felt like they were really seen by the performance and by her as a character. And that means a lot to me, honestly. Every time I read those comments, it's just reaffirming why I do what I do, why I love making movies and why I love acting. I want people to feel those things when they see my work. I want them to feel stronger and more powerful. So I have been having a really good time interacting with the fans for this.
Awesome. Well, my next question is about the intimate scene. Perfect Addiction has some intimate moments. How do you prepare for them? Did you receive any advice to take into account?
So we had an intimacy coordinator on set. Her name was Kasha. So her job is to choreograph those scenes with us beforehand so that when we get to set, we know exactly what we're going to be doing. So it doesn't just feel like we're being told, okay, now let's just see where this goes. We know what we're going to be doing. We know what we're safe with, what we're not safe with, what we're comfortable with. So we had a lot of open dialogue about that, specifically for the intimate scenes. And then working with Castile Landon, our director, she is just so great. She also made us feel very safe. She told us exactly what the shot was going to be. We knew that certain body parts weren't going to be shown on screen. So we were really given the space to surrender and feel like, okay, everyone's watching out for us. We feel really safe with one another. So everything was kind of set up so that on the day of those scenes, we could just show up and do our work. We didn't really have to think too much about it or worry too much about it.
Okay. Well, were you inspired by anyone to play Sienna apart from the book?
That's a great question. There was a fighter that I was watching when I was preparing for the role named Anissa Mexon. And I haven't met her in person yet. Hopefully I will one day, but I loved watching her Instagram videos where just her speed, she seems so strong and so just inspiring. I really liked her fighting style. So I kind of like felt like her a little bit when I was going to train, and I was trying to embody a little bit of her style in my fighting. Um, and then other than that, not really. No, I think I always get a little bit of inspiration from my mom and dad. When I was a kid, I was really observant, and I think I still am. So I watched my parents a lot growing up, and I think I adapted some of their characteristics, especially in my acting. My dad is really tough when he wants to. He's very intimidating when he wants to be. He's the nicest guy ever, but when he wants to be intimidating, he is. And my mom is also very gentle. So there were times where Sienna needed to be both. So my parents really inspired me for that.
That's so sweet. Well, my last question is, taking into account that perfect addiction is part of a trilogy, would you be open to playing Sienna after another time?
100%. I would love to, honestly. I would love to continue training. I would love to step into her again. I really, really enjoyed bringing her to life. So if they were making more movies, I would so be down.
Amazing. Well, thank you for your time. It was really a pleasure. And I love the movie. So thank you for playing Sienna.
Thank you, Raquel. Nice to meet you.
Now.